Hi guys, Ron here and welcome to the workshop. Today I have a brand new exciting product to show you that actually hasn't been released yet, but it's already live on Kickstarter. So if you want to know more about it and more options to back it, then you can find the link down below in the description. So what this is, it's very clearly stated on the box right here. It's a dual-sided crank-based power meter from Chinese company Magene. So who is this company and why did they decide to go for a dual power crank system? Well, they've already been producing crank-based power meters in the add-on format, for example, like very similar to the likes of Stages, Fora, etc. And they're pretty good. Reliable and well priced. Based on the data of Shane Miller, they're on par with the accuracy of the more well-known brands out there. So now it's their first foray into the world of complete cranks, because this is exactly what it is. It's not just a power meter but a complete crank that has been designed to be a power meter in the first place. This is a very important difference compared to Shimano, because those cranks weren't designed to be power meters, so the right-sided measurements usually suck. But this one doesn't. The code name of this unit is the P325 CS, which honestly doesn't say much. What I can tell you, however, is the specs. So this is a 170mm crank length unit with 5236 chain rings. So let's just get in the box to see what it looks like. So from here, now we have the manual, and there it is presented, the crank itself. If I just remove this foam, we have access to it in all its glory. Looks pretty neat. Heavily CNC machined all around, and I'll be honest, I cheated a little bit. I already checked the product thoroughly before showing this to you, so I can make up my mind about the finish. And I have to say, the crank design takes a couple of cues from well-known brands, which is not a bad thing at all. So first we take the crank arms. These are very similar to rotor units because they have this drilled insides, but otherwise CNC machined throughout, so that should be pretty light and they look stiff. As well, nice black anodizing finish as well. Then the chainrings look very similar to SRAM Red Axis chainrings. Again, not a bad thing. They're all CNC machined, so they should be very stiff. That means crisp shifting and good power transfer. Yeah, you can see heavily machined all around, and also a single piece. But apart from Red Axis, the power meter actually isn't based in the chainrings, which again is a good thing, but it's based on a crank arm and it's right there. The interface, however, is an 8-bolt interface, and it looks to be exactly the same as Quark's 8-bolt interface. Actually, earlier when I had Quark disassembled and I put it over this one just to see if it fits, and it appears to be the same, so that's good in case of compatibility. It's secured by Torx bolts, so again very similar. And yeah, that's about it from the chainrings. Some upshift ramps throughout, pretty much what you expect from a high-end unit. All nicely finished. Of course, we'll have to wait and see about the shifting performance and the likeliness of chain drops. And then if you look at the spindle, now this is very much like a Shimano Holotech unit. It's a steel spindle with a 24mm diameter and a very similar fitment at the end. So if I look at the other side, crank, or the other crank arm should I say. Again, bonded, nicely integrated power meter on here. Very similar spline interface to Shimano. Goes on there like so. Yeah, there's the pinch bolt, only one though. And we should have the preload nut somewhere in here as well. Yeah, there it is. Luckily, it's not some weird proprietary opening there, but it appears to be a regular 8mm hex. Shimano, take note, that's what you should be using. And what else do we get in the package? Well, it's just a car charging cable, pretty much, or two of them, to charge both units at the same time. And that's because both of them have integrated lithium polymer batteries, which should last around 200 hours according to their specs. This is a feature I really like. I don't like disposable things, like disposable coin cell batteries, so as a welcome thing. Of course, it's just a USB connector on the other side, so that's all well and good. Then if you look at the manual, as I said, this is a pre-production sample, so might not be finalized, but I went through this already to check what it says. Actually, it's pretty simple. What you need to do, similarly to the Favero Asiomas, for example, is that you need to unlock the power meter when installing it on the bike and before you start using it, so it actually is activated and starts measuring, and then you're good to go. That's pretty much it. So the question is, will this stand up to the test of time, to rough winter conditions, and will it deliver reliable and accurate data? Well, I'm going to compare it to my Wahoo Kicker, Favero Asioma pedals, possibly some Quark chainrings or Quark spiders if they can fit on there. That would be the ultimate combination, because then you can have 3 or 4 power meters measuring simultaneously for maximum data comparison. And while we're at it, although I'm not a weight weenie, I'm sure many of you will ask, so let's just get the trusty scales and weigh the unit. Yep, there it is. Let's just do 0 offset on there. So that's 772 grams for the whole unit, which is not bad. Of course, not the lightest out there, but it looks to be a sturdy construction. And it's more about reliability probably than ultimate lightweight. But we'll wait and see how it holds up. Okay, so that's the first look of the Magene power meter cranks. I'm going to be installing this on my road bike to test over the course of the winter and upcoming months. So stay tuned to find out how are my experiences with it. If you want to know more about other stuff that I use and work on, then don't forget to tune into the channel later on. Thanks for watching and see you next time.